Welcome to Jason Talks on YouTube, politics and social issues discussion channel. You can support the channel by joining in the discussion below. Please subscribe, and if you're feeling particularly generous, you can also support me through Patreon. Thank you very much. Hi, as this is my first video, or my first episode so to speak, of Jason Talks, I thought I should give a little introduction as to who I am and what I think politically. Well, my name is Jason Cowling. I'm a British citizen who is based here in Sweden. And thanks to Brexit, I am now also a Swedish citizen. I'm married to a woman from Gambia, and we have a son together. And they both, at the moment, live in Gambia. So, what I'm interested in is politics and social issues. There's quite a few channels I like to follow and watch here on YouTube, and I thought I would put in my take on things. I like to follow and keep abreast of what's happening in the UK, politically and socially, of course here in Sweden as well, but also I like to keep abreast of things which are happening in other parts of Europe, and also things which might affect my family in Africa. So I have a bit of a broad perspective in that way. But why Jason Talks then? What do I bring which is maybe different? I don't really know if I bring anything that's different, but I guess one thing I've noticed about a lot of the discussion channels which are present on YouTube is that they tend to be kind of echo chamber channels. There's not much actual discussion going on. It's just people basically agreeing with whoever's talking. You've got a left-wing channel and a right-wing channel, and they're preaching to the converted. There's no real discussion. My basic thought is that this left-right divide which we have in politics has outlived its usefulness to such an extent that I think it is perhaps even damaging to our political discourse and our political life. It certainly doesn't help, and I think it's actually a block to understanding social issues and finding solutions to them. So I guess it's a little bit of my goal my hope is that there should be some discussion where issues can be discussed in an open way. To be honest, most people who know me would probably say that I'm more from the left or centre-left leaning, which I guess is true. However, I don't like this kind of echo chamber polarisation which has happened, and also the way I kind of view left and right wing politics is that the further left you go or the further right you go, the more similar they become to each other, although maybe for very different reasons. It's not a linear, the political spectrum is not linear, I don't think, as many people think it is, where you go way out left, you go way out right, and they're polar opposites. It can appear that they are polar opposites because they automatically just disagree with each other. If you're on the left, there's my left, if you're on the left, you'll automatically disagree with anybody on the right. And if you're on the right, you'll just simply automatically disagree with anybody on the left, without any real meeting of the minds or any real attempt to understand the issues and discuss the issues. And I think there's a few things which both the left and the right have in common. Firstly, both dislike big organisations, whether that's the state, the deep state, from the right, or multinational corporations, which would be maybe more from the left. And there's often conspiracy theories which are built up around that. Unfortunately, you get racism, anti-Semitism coming in because of that. What else? Identity politics. Both the far left and the far right just get completely bogged down in identity politics, and of course with it kind of nasty racism which comes along with that, and just a lot of discussion about our identity in terms of our skin colour, our gender, our sexuality, as if those are the things which are most important about us as people. So yeah, too much of a focus on those things, I would say. Eurosceptic, the further left you go, the more Eurosceptic you are, the further right you go, the more Eurosceptic you are. Maybe for very different reasons, of course, but still have that in common. Populism. I think both the far left and the far right are kind of far too susceptible to a populist figure, and a kind of worship of a character, whether that be Donald Trump or kind of the buffoonery of Boris Johnson, or whether it's Jeremy Corbyn at Glastonbury. It's more of a personality cult kind of thing that seems to be able to grow up quite easily, whether you're from the further left or the further right. I just think that people are just more susceptible to that kind of thing. And also, of course, being closed to other ideas. I've already talked about the echo chamber, just existing entirely within that echo chamber and automatically just disagreeing with whatever anybody might say, without trying to understand the issues. An example of that, by the way, might have been the issues around lockdowns during the pandemic. Certainly after a couple of months, when they'd been going on for a couple of months, any discussion about it was tied to left or right-wing politics. If you were out on the right, well, you hated the idea of lockdowns. If you're out on the left, well, lockdowns are great and we should all be following along. And anybody who might say something just automatically disagree with each other without actually considering some of the grey areas and considering some of the arguments. That's how I felt about it anyway. Victim mentality as well. There's always kind of everyone's against me kind of syndrome. Well, yeah, maybe they are, maybe there's a good reason for it perhaps, but also I always find it amazing that if you're out on the left or if you're out on the right, the mainstream media is always against you, always against your ideas and very biased towards the other side and not to your side. Yeah, of course, both can't be right, or maybe they can. Maybe mainstream media is biased against the extremes, I don't know. But yeah, there's very much a kind of poor me, victim mentality, mainstream media is against me kind of feeling to far left and far right politics. I guess that's my basic thoughts on left-right politics, but I would maybe just leave with one thought, and that is something which Stephen Fry said, which I kind of like, and he was talking a bit about this, and he said that right-wing politics, or the rise of right-wing politics, is not happening because it offers solutions, or it offers anything good for society, or it doesn't offer anything. But it is to do with the catastrophic failure of the left. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to return to these subjects in later videos. See you again. Bye bye. Thank you very much for watching Jason Talks on YouTube. Please remember you can support me through joining in with the discussion below. Please subscribe, and also if you're feeling particularly generous you can support me through Patreon. See you again.